Hi guys, as you come in, just let me know who you are, and in the chat box, say your name, say where you're from. And I'm just gonna give it a few minutes here before we get started. Oh my gosh. So as I said in the chat box, give me your name, tell me where you're from, tell me why you came to this webinar. Why are you taking time out of your day, out of your night to be here with me? So let me know in the chat. We are going to have a ball. So a few things that you want to know about me before we get started. First off, let me know that you can see me and hear me. That's super, super important to me, technology and different things. A few things that I want you to know. I get very passionate. So when I'm talking, sometimes I can talk fast. I also want you to know that as I'm talking, I will receive different downloads of information. If I'm feeling something that needs to be shared, I will kind of deviate from what I'm talking about to go to that, but know that I always come back to the question at hand or to the point at hand. So I will always finish what we're talking about. My clients know this. I can loop out and they're like, somehow you come back, right? So I will always come back. It is so good to be with you. I am so happy to have you here. So first and foremost, say where you're from, say why you came, and then let's really, really honor ourselves. You took time for you right now. All the people, we had like thousands of people signed up for this webinar, and those of you that are on right now, it's because this is important to you. It's because you're ready for a change. You made time in your calendar to show up for you. You made time in your calendar to be here for you. That is somebody that loves themselves. That is somebody that desires change. That is somebody that's committed to themselves and to who they are. So really, really notice the voice in your head that likes to tell you otherwise than that, and hear mine instead, right? So we're going to get into this, but I really want to acknowledge all of you that are here today. I don't take that lightly. Your time is very precious to me. And that's why I have created a kick-ass masterclass that I'm so excited about. And it is created truly just for you. So let's get ready. I want to make sure that you have your journals. I drink a lot of water, so you're going to see me hydrating throughout this. Please, as I said, have your journals, take notes. I say a lot of things and a lot of golden nuggets. I try to speak and repeat as often as possible. What we found with my audience and people that do follow me is as much as they don't really like slides, so I don't do as many slides because we found that my audience really likes more to just kind of stay connected in the video. And so I try to honor that. I'm always asking more of what you guys need. I do vary it in different master classes. Tonight, I'm going to be doing primarily the talking. I have my notes and know exactly what I'm sharing. Have your notebook. I will try to stay more focused here as opposed to getting caught up in too many questions, because and leave that more to the end, okay? I just wanted you to know that. So if you do have questions, please post them in the chat box and I will answer. A few things, especially those of you that are new to me. What I teach is very different than anybody else. And the way that I say it is very different than anything else you've heard. It lands differently. You will take it in. I was just on a call today with someone and she just goes, you motivate me like nobody else. It's the way that you say things. They just make sense to me. They make me want to do things. They make me want to love me. They make me want to take positive action. This is a wonderful gift that I have. And I want you to notice that as I say this to you, there are going to be things that I'm going to say that are going to be kind of like mini explosions in your mind of like, oh my God, I never heard it that way. Or I've heard it that way, but it never made sense to me until now. Just keep writing down everything that comes to you, right? And stay connected. That's another thing. Please, if you have a bunch of windows that pop up, guys, I'm full on ADD, so trust me, I get it. And this is really about being present to you and what it is that you want. You want this information, right? So let's just dedicate this time, me and you, let's just get after it. And all the women that are on this, all these beautiful, amazing women that are here tonight, and let's be active and let's be present. So present active is being present to the information here and being active within this community, not posting other things in other places or emailing or doing a bunch of different things, right? Now, if you need to multitask, I get it. We're all very busy. My desire, though, is that your intention is to be present and to be here and to be engaged in this information. And that's how we really get the ahas and they sink in. Okay, so tonight we are doing, what are we doing? We are doing radical weight release. Now you guys might be sitting there going like, what is radical weight release? I thought this one was not about dieting. Radical weight release, you're gonna be surprised at what you're gonna learn tonight. Of course you're gonna be surprised because it's gonna be different than what you heard. We're talking about releasing weight without dieting. I do not believe in diets because we cannot take a plan with us for the rest of our lives. You cannot expect that when you go on a vacation, instead of being stressed out that you're going to gain weight or lose weight or you're beating yourself up, you can't bring a plan with you everywhere. When life happens and all of a sudden something happens, unfortunately, in your family and you're in a hospital for a few days watching somebody, or all of a sudden you need to take a trip for work that you weren't expecting and it doesn't go along with your workout and weight plan and your food plan and where can you do this, right? We need to learn how to work with our bodies and to trust our bodies. And to know that our body is always guiding us and it's guiding you to be at your ideal weight because your body really doesn't want any excess. It's just extra work. Trust me, and I'll share more. We're also Radical Weight Release Masterclass is not only about releasing weight without dieting, but it's about being free from food and truly falling in love with you. These are key fundamentals in what I teach. Right? They may sound cliche, but they sound cliche because they work. Everyone tells you to journal because it works, right? Everyone says the answer to everything is self-love because in many realms it is. So I'm going to be saying things again. Ask me any questions. I will open up the chat box and go through. At the end, I'm going to really stay focused here and aligned with you and really keep the energy going. You guys, your energy is so spot on. I'm loving it. To tell you a little bit about me, and actually what this class is, just so you know, I am super, super, super excited. This Radical Weight Release Masterclass, I'm in celebration of our Weight Loss for Life program is actually open. We went through our wait list and we have a few spots still open. And so now we're opening it to the public. I love to celebrate this program because I always get asked the question, how did you do this? How did you actually get to the other side? I saw, your before pictures. I have people that knew me my whole life. Like, you used to be so insecure. You always called yourself fat. You were so self-critical. How did you release trauma? How did you get to this place? You're so positive. You're so happy. You exude confidence. You're radiant. Like, people say things back to me that I've taught myself that I am, that I began to embody. Right? And I'm going to teach that to you. So why is this masterclass in celebration of Weight Loss for Life? Because Weight Loss for Life is the program that I created from my journey to my freedom. So it's really in honor of that because this is our 6th year running it. And I just get to see women just standing in their power and shining their light and breaking free and in this beautiful awe of themselves and this full-on healing and transformation. And so what better way than to honor them and to honor this program that I thought was the death of me, because I was like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I be free from food? Why am I dating food? Why am I so mean to myself? Why can't I stay committed? Why do I self-sabotage? Why am I binging? Why am I constantly in this cycle that I can't seem to break? And I should be happy, and all I do is act happy when I'm not, and I slap a smile on it. Inside, I'm in pain, and I have so much guilt and shame. And so my journey to this freedom that I actually had a hard time embracing at first because I felt so much shame and guilt around it is actually what's freed so many. And so I'm kind of celebrating myself, and I'm celebrating all the women that have gone through the program, and I'm celebrating the creation of it because as feminine women, it is our birthright to create. We don't only create life, but we create life in a multitude of ways. And this was one of mine. So I wanted to celebrate that with Radical Weight Release, which is really taking you through some of the pieces of what I did, some of the pinnacle pieces to support you in your journey, because I want this for you. And I know it's possible for you. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Melissa Catherine. I am a nutritionist. My belief is that it's not just about food or fitness, that we have to look at your whole life, your whole pie, to understand why you eat the way that you do and why you sabotage yourself the way that you do. and what's really going on. Why are we eating based off of our emotions instead of our hunger, right? So if we all just needed to eat less and move more, we would all just do that. And there wouldn't be this giant billion-dollar industry called the dieting world, right? So there's always something more to it. I also have a background in fitness and was a fitness competitor, winning best body in the International Natural Body Federation. You see that in my before and after photos. That was just another form of one of my thousands of diets. I'm also a hypnotherapist. I specialize in emotional eating and disordered eating, and in addition to that, emotional mastery and mindset mastery. I really put together the key components that I saw that were missing from all programs out there that didn't have all faculties to create a program to true lasting weight loss and a solution that works. In addition to that, I am an intuitive, so I bring my empathic understanding and downloads and information and body awareness into all of the work that I do with my clients in both our groups and privately. And last but not least, I do breath work as well. I'm an international best-selling author and speaker. I share all of this with you not because I want to repeat it 50,000 times, but because I do believe it's so important for you to know who you're getting your information from and why they're a trusted source. And I need and want you to know that you can trust me and that I have your best interests at heart. And I am only sharing with you stuff that works, that I've seen work, and that I do myself and have put into practice for my life. And I've reaped the benefits because of it. And I want this for you. All right, so let's get started. So what I'm really about is a lasting weight loss solution. So we're going to get started, and the things that we're going to talk about tonight that I just want you to know in case you might have forgotten is you are going to learn 3 keys to lasting transformation, right? True 3 keys to lasting transformation. And this isn't just like, love you, choose happiness, right? Like, yes, all of those things are beautiful, but there are certain elements at play. And if we don't have them, then we can sign up for a million programs and we can do a diet, and we will always end up defaulting back to our old ways of being that are comprised of self-sabotage. And I'm going to tell you why. You're also going to learn what it means to actually love you. Like, what does that really mean? And how do you do that? People talk about it a lot, but how do you do it? What does that look like? And how can you put that into practice for yourself? The next thing that we're going to do is mastering your mindset. I love mindset. Mindset is the key to everything. I constantly have my clients and our women in our Weight Loss for Life program that are like, oh my God, it clicked. I get it. I know what you're talking about. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your thoughts. It's all about your words, right? I'm going to share with you what that is and how to put that into practice, okay? So that you can truly be free from self-sabotage. So eating from autopilot comes from not having your mindset in check, right? It's also when you're fully in your mind and not of your body, right? Your body will stop you, right? And I'll share more about that, okay? We're gonna identify what blocks are keeping you from staying committed. Why aren't you following through? And how you'll actually notice that you do that in all areas of your life, not just when it comes to weight loss. Okay, so are you ready to get started? Like, I want some hell yes in here. Are we ready to get started? Are we ready to go big? Are we ready to have some fun? I'm loving all the action that I'm seeing. I want to get some hell yes. Let's do this. Yes, 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 yes. We're going to have some fun. Some serious, serious fun. All right. So, woo, so excited. Okay. And I want you to have fun with this. Just want to say this. I understand that, you know, you've been doing this for a long time, and I understand that many of you might be going, I'm kind of new to this, I'm not really sure, or I'm getting there with awareness, but it's really hard for me to be seen, I don't share in groups, right? So I get that, and that is not the true you. That is the dieter in you. The dieter breeds off of isolation. How many here love their isolated eating? You love to eat alone. You don't want anybody to see you eating. You actually like to save your eating experiences for this beautiful little date with food, right? It's one of those things. So it can be hard when I'm telling you in a chat box to share. Notice if that's challenging for you. And my invitation to you right now is make tonight the night that changes that for you. Put a hell yeah in there. You don't have to say much. Do a heart, do an emoji, smiley face, thumbs up, something where you actually start to show yourself that you deserve to be seen. Okay? Everything that I teach has a teaching moment in it. Everything that I ask you to do, there is always a reason behind it. You don't always need to know what it is, but trust me, when you do it, you feel so much better. So recognize that you're not alone. Right now, do you see all these amazing women? They're you. You're them. We're all one. I'm you too, right? We are all one and we're all in this together. No one is alone, and you're not meant to go at this alone. This is what community is for, okay? Those of you that are new in the Done with Dieting group, you're seeing how amazing it is to like, oh my God, other people have the crazy food thoughts that I do? Yes, yes, of course. Again, there's $1 billion dieting industry. I guarantee the woman that you think has it all together with the perfect body and blah, blah, she has crazy food thoughts, okay? She does, right? So I'm just saying this because there are about, I would say, maybe 5 to 10% of the population that doesn't. Truly. Trust me, I've been doing this a long time. And I can tell you that even, you know, it doesn't matter if you have hundreds of pounds to lose or no weight to lose, or if you're underweight, the struggle with food is still the same. You still have the same struggle. So discovering 3 keys to lasting transformation. For true lasting transformation and weight loss, there are 3 components that are needed, okay? I want you to understand, number 1, there needs to be awareness. You have to be aware of what you are doing in order to change your actions, right? It's just like when I'm gonna do a lot of analogies to help make things make sense too. It's just like if, you know, somebody will say, well, why didn't you ask that? Like, why didn't you ask about how to change your tire, or that you can't do that if you have put this type of gas in your car? I don't know why I'm doing a car analogy right now, but just work with me, right? We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we're ignorant of. And I don't mean ignorant as in like you choose to not know. We don't know the information that we don't know. So if you are blocked in your awareness of your actions, and you just think like, I'm just doing this because, right? Oftentimes victims, right? I played the victim card a lot. Woe is me. I'm this way because my mom was controlling. Woe is me. I'm this way because she was super critical. Woe is me. I'm this way because of childhood trauma. Woe is me. Like being victim to my circumstance allowed me this beautiful level of a lack of awareness, because I could always place the blame on something other than me. And this isn't about placing blame, but it's about being accountable, being aware of why we do the things that we do and that we're doing them. Instead of, for instance, I don't know what I'm doing. I honestly don't know what I'm doing, right? I can't lose the weight. I'm doing everything possible. I'm at my wit's end. I'm doing everything I can to lose weight. And then I'll talk to somebody, right? We'll talk to this person. I'll say her name's Mary, right? And then I talk to her and I go, in the past 7 days, would you say that you really went to bed proud all 7 days, knowing that you 100% followed through on taking care of you, that you only ate when you were hungry and stopped when you were full, that you food prepped, that you moved your body each day, that you said loving things to you, that you got sleep, you really took care of you? I mean, maybe like out of 3 days, 2 days, right? And then we get down to it. And then the awareness comes that I feel like I'm doing 7 days because I'm constantly thinking about it, but I'm not actually doing the action steps to give me the results that I want. Does that make sense? Right? So awareness is the number 1 thing that we need in true transformation. If we are not aware of how we're getting in our own way, and those of you that have had a support call with me know that I take you through that process so that you can see for yourself how you sabotage and where you follow through. It's very, very telling, right? Okay, so awareness is needed. The next step to awareness, right, is willingness to change. Now, this might seem so simple. This might be like, of course, you need to be willing to change. How many of you, though, have said that you want to change, but when it comes down to you following through on the actions needed, you don't? Really think about that. You say that you want something, but maybe somebody tells you how to do it and you have full-on resistance, right? Like you don't really want to do anything differently. Right? Like I was on a call the other day and the woman that I was speaking with, really, I felt her resistance in my body. She had no interest. It was like, well, I would never have time to do that. I would never, there's no time. There's no time. And I would never, and I can't do, I don't see how I could ever fit that in. I don't know how, and it was an invitation for her to see things differently. Well, I wasn't even saying do anything differently, but right away, right? She was very resistant to ever changing, right? I'm not saying she doesn't want to change, but she wasn't willing to change. Do you guys get, there's a big difference. Willingness is, I am willing to do whatever it takes. Willingness is, I am a yes, I don't even know what it is. Willingness is, I am committed to this change and I'm going to do what it takes. And I'm so committed, right? I'm really in that space of, I am clear that this is what I will do. And I'm just going to keep saying yes and turning it over and turning it over and turning it over. So I know that when, as I say this, some of you might be going, but I do that. I do that. And I still sabotage. We're going to get to that. I got you, girl. We're going to get to that. But I really want you to look at and write down the question, am I willing? Am I willing? If given the opportunity, am I willing? Right? If somebody says, here's your solution, am I willing? Right? What would that take? And what piece of me isn't? What you will find is there is a piece of you that is really afraid of change. There is a piece of you that fears your own failure. There is a piece of you that doesn't trust in you. Here's the reason why, because it might again be like, ooh, hurt to the heart. It's not because you don't want to. Many of you have been dieting. When was the first time that you started dieting? Or when was the first time that you didn't like what you saw in the mirror? Right? When was the first time? That is the first time that you turned your back on you and found fault within yourself. And I guarantee it's not because you chose to. It's because somebody said something to you. Something happened to you. Something occurred in your life that made you very aware that in some way something was wrong with you. And you attribute it to your weight or your body. And if you came from sexual trauma or other traumas, then that happened right away. If you had a parent or a mother that was critical or a father that was critical, or weight was always a discussion and pointed out and maybe you should go on a diet, or a sibling said you were fat, or something happened at school, or a boyfriend didn't like you, something occurred, and it can happen very young in life. Our subconscious mind stops forming after the age of 8, okay? Most of our belief systems all come from that period. So if anything occurred to you before then, that's still locked into your subconscious patterning, right? And I dive deeper in this in our programs, and we actually shift you on a cellular level. But I want you to understand, most of all, none of this is your fault. Nothing is wrong with you. And your struggle with weight has nothing to do with you. It has to do with a lack of a relationship with yourself that occurred out of something that transpired for you at a time when you could not actually even truly be aware of it. Your body and mind just knew you didn't feel good or you didn't feel safe. Okay? I'm going to dive into this in our next point, but I want you to understand that. So our lack of willingness isn't always because I just can't stay committed. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. I say I want it, but then I don't, right? Or I'm just so tired, right? There's the willingness comes when we start to really feel and know that we're so deserving of what's possible. I always say when we first say yes to a diet is when we really stop trusting ourselves. That's when we stop believing that our bodies know best, even though your body always guided you as a little kid, right? When you were 3, when you were 4, I'm hungry, I'm not hungry. You would go to bed without eating dinner, not think twice. If you wanted to skip lunch, you did. I'm full. And the next day, maybe you'd eat 5 meals. You didn't think about it, right? But once we stop distrusting ourselves, then we stop actually trusting that we can make the right choice. And we start doubting, we start giving our power to somebody else. Yes, I am a coach, but I always teach my clients, you know best, and I'm going to teach you how to trust your internal guidance system. Your voice is the voice that knows. I will guide you to learn how to hear it and to trust it, right? Does that make sense? Right? We've got this beautiful compass. We just want to actually connect back to it. As a dieter, we have disconnected. So many of you are operating from the head up. Your breath right now, it's from the head up. It's not deep, right? I feel it. When we operate from the head, we overanalyze. We love dieting because it gives us a sense of control, where we don't feel in control of our bodies. We don't feel in control of our feelings because we don't want to feel. And our mind's saying, our mind's set up for survival. So your mind is going, okay, we don't like this feeling. We're starting to feel something. It doesn't feel good. Okay, cue, alert, alert, alert. We are set up for survival. We are animals by nature. So your mind's going, go, what was the last time we experienced pleasure? Food. Food will take care of us, right? So then we block out, we disconnect, and we eat from here, not from here. It's making sense, right? We eat from here. So if it's making sense, say, hell yeah, right? Making sense, hell yeah. Give me some thumbs up, let me know, right? Trust is a key component to true transformation. So we need awareness, we need willingness, and then we need to trust. Really understand your controller is a part of you being a perfectionist. Now I want to explain what a perfectionist is. Any of you that are new to me, I'm going to put this because you might be going, I'm not a perfectionist. I don't look perfect. It's not about looking perfect. It's about you measuring everything up against it needing to be perfect. Perfection doesn't have a true definition. There is no real, I hate the word perfection. I hate it. I hate it. Nothing's perfect. There is no real definition of what perfect is. Everyone has a different idea of that, but as a perfectionist, right, what that means is no matter what you do, nothing is ever good enough. No matter how much weight you lose. One of my clients wrote me, she started with me a week ago and she goes, I'm down 3 pounds, but I still have X to go. I corrected her right away. I said, no, you need to celebrate those 3 pounds. Those 3 pounds are 3 pounds closer to your goal. We can't get there from where you are. You can't get there from it's still not enough. You'll never get there. Nothing will ever be enough. Therefore, your transformation will always elude you because even when you get there, you will still find fault in your body. Even when you lose the weight, you'll go, yeah, but now I'm all saggy. Yeah, but now I've got all this loose skin. But now I'm not toned. I lost the weight, but now I'm not this. Now I don't even have any clothes. I don't know who I am. And you'll go on to something else until you gain the weight back. You will still find fault within you because it's never about the weight. It's about a discomfort in who you are, a disallowance of your true self, and a lack of feeling deserving or worthy to actually be you and trust that she's enough, right? So there's an equation that I teach to all my clients, right? We like tattoo it to us in Weight Loss for Life. Clear intention plus inspired action equals your desired result. I want to speak to one of my clients from Weight Loss for Life who I had the beautiful pleasure of talking to today. And she just said, I'm going to say her name's Kathy because I don't know if she's on here right now, but she's going to be like, oh my God, it's me. She just said, you know, her marriage, this is a man she didn't even want to come home to. She's now fallen in love with again. This was a home that she didn't like coming home to and didn't want to for years and years because she didn't like coming home to herself. This is a woman that actually didn't have, there's no weight to lose, right? But she constantly was on a perpetual diet because the idea of not being in control of that meant she'd have to feel and heal things within herself that she didn't want to look at. So she endured years of pain until now. And now she's like, oh my God, Melissa, you're so right. Oh my God, my words mean everything. I say this and I say that and I choose happiness and I choose this and I choose that. I'm so excited by life. I said, my God, Kathy, you are the happiest I've ever heard you. Now I met her 6 years ago. Okay. And she joined our Weight Loss for Life program last year. And she's like, it's all here. It's all happening. It's all so amazing. I just can't even believe it. And this woman has this incredible zest for life. She didn't know her purpose. She wanted to hide behind work and she didn't have any connection. She had a hard time receiving love from her husband and from her children because we can only receive love to the amount in which we love ourselves, which means if you're not really loving you, then we can only receive, again, that same percentage. And then we give and we give and we give because she too is a nurturer, the perfectionist / nurturer. If you haven't read my book, Eat Right for Your Archetype, we break these down. There's the avoider, the rebel, the nurturer, and the perfectionist. Many times we will relate to at least two. We'll relate to all of them, but there will be two that will be actively playing out in our lives. The nurturer is I give and I give and I give because I get self-worth from giving, but then I'm so depleted, I've got nothing left, and I actually resent that I gave, right? Even though it fills you up in some ways. It's also a deflection mechanism. You don't know attention's on you. You can just give, 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 give. I don't want people to look at me, but then it's, you know, why don't I have any energy to take care of me? I'm suffering and I'm gaining weight and I'm struggling in these ways, right? It's just a way to stay busy. What I always say is that diets are beautiful distractions. I dieted for 2 decades chronically, and it was a beautiful distraction for me living my life. It kept me from the love of my life. It kept me from pursuing my dreams and really putting myself out there. It distracted me because I got to sit in the rejection of me. I really want you guys to understand this. When we are constantly dieting, and I hear this all the time, so I want you to really hear, when we are talking about dieting, and we're now in the second question, which is learning how to love you, right? Learning how to love you. When we are dieting, we are in a constant space of self-rejection. You are constantly saying there's something wrong with me, and I will not love me until I fix what's wrong, until I lose this weight. I am not deserving of love. And that message out to the universe means I'm not deserving of good things anywhere. So no matter what, you don't feel the good times. You don't celebrate the good. We are only and conditioning ourselves to focus on what's not there. When we focus on the lack, I even when we set intentions, my intention today, you know, is really notice that your intention wants to be something of positivity, of light and love for you, of meeting yourself in love. Remember, there are only 2 human emotions, love and fear. If you are operating from love, then you feel happiness, possibility, opportunity, joy, and love. If you are operating from fear, then it's self-doubt, worry, I'm fear of failure, excuses, limitations, anxiety, stress, not enough, not deserving, not worthy, overwhelm. All of these, did you notice that all of those emotions, negativity, what do? They turn you to food. They turn you to food. The voice of love, the true voice within you, the truth of the divine that resides within each and every one of you, no matter your religious preference, we all are of divine. We are all of universal source and God and love and power, whatever that word is, interchange it with what speaks to you, nature, what have you. You all have this beauty in you that's unique to you. And when we are in that love, we feel appreciated. We feel accepted, we feel whole, we feel happy, we feel light, we feel laughter, we feel joy, we feel spontaneous, we feel adventure, right? Positive. When you feel those things, do you want food? No, you don't want food. You want to keep feeling those things. But when you keep eating, you sink lower into your sofa, and then the lethargy sets in, and then the negativity sets in, and then you turn to more food. When we are in a space of love and celebration of oneself, which is needed for true transformation and for loving you, what that means is we are in connection. Celebration and connection is what fosters true love of oneself. You know which one you're operating from, and when we're operating from fear, we are in a lack space, which means when I hear clients, when I hear women in our community saying, I'm just worried I'm never going to take the weight off. I just don't see how if I give up dieting, I'll take the weight off. I just don't, I will be happy when I take the weight off. I'll buy new clothes when I take the weight off. I'll get that haircut when I take the weight off. I will take care of me when I get the weight off. I'll allow myself to go to that workout class when I lose the weight because I can't go now because I'm not good enough now. Everything is from a place of rejection. If we are constantly slapping ourselves across the face, how can we ever get up and rise? It's like running a marathon and having somebody yell at you the whole time. You're never going to make it. Pretty soon, you're just going to go, you know what, you're right, and lay down. And that's what many of you want to do because you're exhausted from the journey. But the journey has been built on a false foundation. It's been built on a foundation of fear, built on a foundation of you can never get there. All of these diets, they have set you up for failure. All of these overnight challenges and blah, blah, blah. Guys, I did it. I transformed. I gained the weight back. It felt awful. It felt awful. It was embarrassing and it felt awful. And I would like to tell you I only did it one time, but I've done it a multitude of times. And every time it feels awful. Whether I gain the full amount of weight back and then some, or 5 pounds or 2 pounds, every time it was a slap in the face. And I kept trying to do it. I just kept trying another diet, which was inevitably trying to do things the same way, expecting a different result, which is the definition of insanity, right? So what I want you to get is when we are dieting, we are in isolation. When we are dieting, we are in self-rejection. We are coming from lack. And when we diet, we breed more and more negativity, which breeds more and more lack in all areas of our life, which you are seeing that your weight, the way that you are with your weight is indicative of the way that you are in many areas of your life. That belief system, that shows up. The lack of follow through, the lack of love for you, the lack of vulnerability, the lack of connection, that shows up everywhere. If we positively start to shift in one, it will shift them all. That's the beauty of this work. That's why I get so excited about it, because you start to see that it impacts every area. And then you're like, oh my God, my relationship's better than ever. Oh my God, sex is better than ever. Oh my God, I'm having more fun in my life. Oh my God, I have all these new friends. Oh my God, I tried this new thing and I'm really good at it. Oh my God, I said I'm beautiful today. Oh my God, I got so strong. You should see me in the gym. Oh my God, I'm trying all these new things. I never was this person, but you always were. You just never let her shine. So what I want to talk to you about is an important piece that comes into weight loss. And it's something that I speak to, and I just want you to be open and hear what I'm saying. The majority of women that I speak to, and I've spoken to thousands, I've supported thousands in this journey and hundreds privately. And what I can say is we often devalue the things that have occurred to us in our lives that have actually caused the weight struggle to begin with. And I talk about this because, ladies, many of you have endured trauma in some degree, whether you had a parent that was disengaged, whether you endured a divorce, whether you were raised by a single parent and a lot of responsibility was put on you, whether you had a house burned down, whether you once had money and lost money, whether you went through a divorce, whether you were molested, raped, there was incest, inappropriate touching, whatever it was, whether there was verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, all of these things had you turn to food because the pain was too great for you to bear on your own, especially as a child. I hear this all the time and I see this all the time. And what even brings me my heart, it brings my heart pain, because what I hear often is that many women that did experience trauma demean it because they don't even feel worthy of saying that it's trauma, because it wasn't rape or it wasn't, abuse. If it was traumatic to you, it's important. If it was traumatic to you, if it still causes an emotional rise in your being. I spoke with a woman today that started crying, recounting something that happened to her as a child. The trauma lives with her, right? It's living with her. And that little girl in her never healed, never felt safe, never felt fully loved or accepted. And she seeks out food, because that's how she learned to soothe and cope and get by. You guys didn't create a struggle with weight because you wanted to suffer. You created it because your body loves you. Your mind we are animals by nature, and we are set up to survive. So it will create survival mechanisms, coping skills, and yours is food. It's not lashing out. It's not alcohol. You're not a sex addict. You're not, buying things off the rails. Right? Like, you're not a drug addict, or maybe in some facets you have been before. But what I'm saying to you is this is another way that you learn to take care of you. We want to honor that piece of you, not reject her anymore. We do this beautifully in our programs. And this was such a beautiful piece that I learned that was missing when I was in my journey that took me 10 years, that I put into my NK method that I teach in our Weight Loss for Life programs into my elite clients, because no one spoke to that. I even went to therapy and no one was really talking about this. And I was like, why isn't anybody doing parts work? Why isn't anybody speaking to the inner child? Why isn't this brought into every modality? This is the key. My little girl was hurting and I locked her in a room deep in my heart. And I was petrified that if I let her out, I would have a breakdown. And I didn't, well, I lived in New York City and I was a fashion designer and I thought, I don't have time for a breakdown. Who has time for a breakdown? I don't want to break down. I'm sick of feeling bad. I feel like I feel bad all the time. I'm binging, then I'm overcoming a binge, then I'm on a diet. I'm always feeling bad inside my mind. Who actually wants to sit with these feelings even more? I just want them to go away. I want them to go away. I want to lose this weight. I just want to be happy. Just tell me how to be happy. What we miss is happiness is the love affair with you. Why I always look like I'm glowing? It's because I am in like a serious love affair with myself. I love every ounce of me. I love every ounce of me. I love the pieces of me that are angry, that were mad. I love the pieces of me that seem strange and weird. I love the pieces of me that maybe other people don't like at all, and they're some of my favorites, and I welcome them into everything. I was afraid to be seen because I was afraid that if you saw me, you wouldn't like the real me. I was so harshly judging myself and judging everyone else that I cut myself off from true connection. Guys, connection is life. Connection is where the juice is. Connection is with the living, right? Loving you is my invitation to you to be free from food. That is where the weight release happens. Start to notice your mind and your words, because your words are your wand and they create what you want and they create exactly what you don't want. And all those 80,000 thoughts that are on repeat a day, right? 60,000 of them are negative. That means you have tapes running in the background constantly saying, you're not enough, you're going to fail, you can't do this. Who do you think you are? You always fail. You this, you that, right? They're the voice of your mom. They're the voice of your dad. Now, I don't say this if you have a loving relationship with your parents and never heard anything like that. Just, it's just put in whoever that was. Maybe it was teachers for you, whatever it was, or maybe wherever it was learned from. And then it became your own voice, right? We are born perfect. And then what happens is in some realm we separate when we start to believe that we are less than, and we create our alter ego. And our alter ego breeds off of negativity. It's an alter ego based off of a lack of love for you. It compiles itself of all the stories and it's constantly looking for supporting evidence that you're not enough, that you can't do this. And I'm here to tell you, you can. Give that voice, give that alter ego a voice, ask it what it needs. It was created for a reason. And I can tell you this, the more you love you, the less you hear the voice. The more you love you, the weaker the voice gets. Right now, this is the voice that's residing for you because it is the voice of the dieter. The dieter was built off of, I'm not enough, I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy. I can't have what I want until I get to this weight. I'm not deserving of happiness until I look like this. I'm not deserving of feeling beautiful or buying myself nice things until this. I'm not deserving of having fun or true love or true happiness until this. This, the X, is what we need to shift, right? So the inner child work is releasing what's bound within you, because what we don't know and what often rarely is very rarely spoken to is that the trauma, the inner child, that unhealed emotion that lives in the body. And you've heard me say this before, our desire will do what it needs to get its needs met. Every desire you have, if you are lonely and you want love, you will seek it out in food, unless you can get it from love, from humans, right? But if you can't, and if you aren't open to that, or only open to a degree, you will still look to food to fill the rest of the void. For those of you with husbands, you'll go, oh, I have my husband, I do have love, and I still turn to food. Yes, because there's the lack of love within you. You are not whole. Therefore, you're filling the void that lives within the heart with food until it hurts, right? And then you say you won't do it again, and then it happens, right? Those of you that haven't had sex and are deprived of intimacy and pleasure, your partner all of a sudden doesn't want to have sex anymore. I often hear a lot of women that say, my husband's on all these drugs and he has a problem, you know, with erectile dysfunction, or my husband and I were together, we're kind of more like partners and friends or companions, or, you know, I don't know, we just don't have sex anymore, right? Guys, ladies, we need pleasure. Many of you, this age group, this is like the height of our sexual pleasure. We are like teenage boys. So cutting that off means you are constantly going to be turning to food. And for some of you, you might just go, I don't even know what to do with that. That's fine. We talk about that more in depth in other programs. I just want to touch on it to bring light to it. Remember, awareness is a key to transformation, right? The other piece to loving you is celebrating you and having immense gratitude for everything you do for you. You drank water today, celebrate it. You're grateful for it. Be grateful for everything that you have in your life. Over and over and over again. 5 gratitudes a day. 5. Tell yourself what you're grateful for. 5 celebrations of you. Why? Because we want to solidify the change. If we don't celebrate the good that we do, how are we ever going to change it, right? When we teach a dog a new trick, we are animals by nature. What do? We give it a treat. Good for you. We're celebrating you. When a child comes and they give you an A+, you're not just like, You're like, oh my gosh, I am so proud of you. When your partner comes home and goes, I got a raise, you're not like, that's all? A raise? Okay, well. Or you could have done better than that. No, you celebrate, right? So that they feel honored and seen and appreciated, and giving them, oh, wow, yes, this is something to celebrate. I want to honor me. You need to do that for yourself. Whatever you would say to a child in front of you, notice the words that you say to yourself. Would you say them? Would you ever say that to your own mother or your best friend or to your daughter or your child or a friend? No. Why would we say it to ourselves? And most of all, why would we expect that we would thrive in a mind that's constantly pushing us down, that's taking a sledgehammer to us before we've even got out of bed, and then says, why don't you get up? Why don't you have more energy? Why are you wanting to eat that? Why do you look like that? Why is that your body? You don't look good today. Oh my God, you're getting old. Look at your hair. Look at those teeth. Look at that stomach. Look at those thighs. How can someone thrive? Right? They do studies with plants. If you tell a plant, there's 2 plants. One, you're saying each day, I love you. I love you. You're perfect. I love you. And the plant lives without water. You say, I hate you. You say negative words to a plant. It will die in front of you. Go buy 2 plants. Try it. It will die 7 days. Die. I mean, a plant that needs water in 7 days. Do that. You will see. You will do it for yourself. It's a beautiful experiment. Each day, say the thoughts in your head to one plant, negative thoughts, and watch. It will not survive past 7 days. That is the power of our words. That is the power of love. That is what is needed. Does it make sense? Okay. So, when we're talking about mastering your mindset to be free from food, from self-sabotage, from eating on autopilot and more, again, I want to reiterate, Florence Levelchen said it the best in her book, A Game of Life and How to Play It, or her complete works, which I suggest to everybody. I love. Florence Levelchen. It's a red book, or The Game of Life and How to Play It is a thin little white book. Beautiful. Is your words are your wand. Really, really notice this. What you say creates your reality. What you say is your perception. We are all believing our own stories, and you are living into them each and every day. Our life, everything here in front of us, you're seeing your own perception of what's existing, and anybody else is seeing something different. You and a friend can go and see a movie and one of you could be like, best movie ever and touched and oh my God. And the other person's like, that was such a waste of my life. I don't even know what was happening. We create our reality. It's your view of what your life and your body looks like. In order to change, you have to come from a place of appreciating what is, accepting who you are, and knowing that you are beyond what you see in the mirror, that you are of divine, that you are of light, that you are of love, that you are deserving and worthy of everything you desire and so much more. And most of all, that you are more than this body, that weight is just weight. It does not define you. And your belief that it does is what's keeping you from the very life that you want to be living. The more you live the life you want to live, the more you will be free from food and you will release weight and have the radical weight release that you have so been wanting. And you will do it in a way that feels good. And you will be happier and it will happen so easily that it will want to make you sabotage because you'll go, what just happened? And that's the other thing that we do with transformation and what we really do in our programs is solidify the change within you. That is a missing thing that many of you have, and I want you to write this down. The diets that you've done, you never changed your way of being, okay? In mastering your mindset, your words are your wand. I got my ideal body, right? We'll say, like, you know, what have you. I'm sitting there with a giant trophy. You won best body. I'm like, oh my God, you know, but I never thought that was the body that was meant for me. I was almost waiting mentally to gain the weight back. It didn't seem believable because I went about it as if it was a diet. I went about it as I will do this for so many months. I can do anything. I will sit there. I will be disciplined, especially if it's something new that I've never tried before. I was like, I will follow the plan, right? As dieters, I will follow the plan to a T. I will do everything. I put everything that I had into it for 5 months, 6 months, gained the weight back in about 3 because I had not changed my way of being. Mentally, I was the exact same girl. I was the girl that binged. I was the girl that didn't believe she was enough. I was a girl that constantly was aspiring to lose the weight because I wasn't enough without it. I had to fixate on that because that was what was wrong with me. That was what was keeping me small. That's what needed to change. And if I could just lose the weight, then I'd have confidence. If I could just lose the weight, then I'd be secure. If I could just lose the weight, then I'd be free because I tied myself to these random moments of time when I had lost weight and I felt really good. And if I could just hold on to that, if I could just get back to that girl, what I didn't see is that it wasn't the weight loss that made me happy. It was me being proud of myself and my choices and turning to happy thoughts and turning to loving thoughts and turning the negative voice off. That's what made me feel good for that short period of time before I'd sabotage myself again. Does that make sense? How many of you have been there? How many of you believe and love that person that you remember feeling like at that one period of time in your life, or maybe a few that happened for a few months or maybe a year, where you're just like, yes, that person, I felt like me. Yes, I felt so good. If I could just get back to her, that's the real me. She felt like the real you because you were being kind to you, because you weren't fixated on what was wrong with you, because you weren't obsessing over what to eat and what not to eat, because you gave up the constant control, because you allowed yourself to live life, because you were having more fun than ever before. It was not the weight, it was who you allowed yourself to be without the weight. Allow yourself to be her now, and the weight will come off without the desperation, the restriction, and the deprivation. Right? Is that like, right? You guys know what I'm saying. So your mind will heal. And as I said earlier, your mind is meant to keep you safe. So you have to teach it a new tape to put on repeat. And it's not just by one night, and it's not just by one time, and it's through making it a committed lifestyle. It's through saying, I am willing to be somebody different. I am willing not to be somebody different. What I mean by that is I am willing to do things differently. I am willing to let go of dieting. I am willing to say yes to myself, even if it scares me. I am giving myself permission to release control and to begin to allow myself a relationship with myself built on trust. I know that this scares you and you go, how do we do this? How do we do this? How do we actually cement in the change? This is about a solution, right? This is about changing that way of being. Everybody does this backwards, and what I teach is very different, and that's why it works. That's why it cements in change. That's why everybody goes, you're the answer to my prayers. This is happening, right? Like this, I can't believe how different I am. I can't believe how much I've changed in 9 months. I can't believe all the things that I've done and how happy I am now and how amazing life is and all of these things, right? It's not because I would say, yes, I guided you, but you did it, right? I'm a guide, but you do it, right? That's what's so beautiful. I give you the wings to fly. And you want to learn from somebody who's been there. You can only take yourself as far as you know how to go, right? We master our mindset. And what I teach is about, everybody always goes, well, I can just do this. Tell me my workout plan and I'll do it. Tell me what to eat and I'll do it. Tell me what to do each day and I'll do it. And what I find, and I love this, and I know this is you, so I need you to call yourself out. If I gave you a meal plan and a gym plan, and then I said, and I need you to write yourself a love letter each day and do mirror work. Out of those 4 things, what are the ones that you would do? You would do the gym and the food. And the love letter to you, right? Just like those in my 5-day food freedom challenge, still not rewriting their story, thinking that it needs to be perfect, not able to see their vision, rewriting it, writing it and getting started would be so hard. You wouldn't do the love letter. You wouldn't do the things that actually cause the true change, the internal change. You would do what the dieter does. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it because it's going to get me the result. That other stuff, I don't have time for that. It's the other stuff that's going to give you the results. It's the other stuff that makes you happy. It's the other stuff that gives you love. It's the other stuff that actually creates the relationship with you. Do you realize you're operating from a place of, I don't know who I am and I don't actually want to get to know me. I just want to get to the body so then I can start living. The truth is, once you get to the body, you're not going to start living because you don't even know what you want to do yet. You don't even know who you are. And so inevitably, you'll try new things and be happy for a little bit, and then you'll start putting the weight on again. Because in your body, in your nervous system, your comfort zone is dieting. That is your way of life. That is what is comfortable to you. You know what that looks like. Do you know how many women I talk to that I'm like, you would be amazing in our program? Like, you wanted a solution, I have it for you, here it is. And they just go, oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I've got this good book. I'm gonna read this book. And I'm like, a book is not gonna undo decades of, like, you have a belief system set in decades of who you think you are. A book's not, I love me some books. I'm writing another book right now, right? Which I'm so excited about. And it will be out in 2021. Spring of 2021. I'm like, hey, house. Let's see. But what I was going to say to you is, it's you can only take yourself as far as you know how to go. You know how to diet. You know how to start a diet for a bit, and then you know how to go back. That's why it's really annoying to you that you will start something and feel like you're doing great. And you're like, I'm doing this. Oh, I can do it on my own. I don't need something, right? And then you end up sabotaging yourself, right? I did that so many times. I would always be like, I can do this on my own. I've got all these tools and these books. I'm listening to this podcast. I can do these videos. But who is holding me accountable to something greater than myself? Right? Like, that's why we end up sabotaging, because you haven't changed your way of being. So guys, I really want you to get, there's nothing wrong with you. I hope more than anything that you're recognizing that this comes down to more a foundational piece that is off and happened at a very, very early age. So this coping mechanism, when I say we're animals by nature, your sense of survival. So when I say to you, be done with dieting, your insides are like, your mind's like, yes, I want to be done with dieting. Your inside is like, no. Why? Because it's like me throwing you into a jungle, right? Naked with no weapons and lions and tigers. And you're just sitting there because you have nothing to protect you. Food is your protection. Do you guys get that? Food is your safety. Food is your friend. Food is what keeps you from dealing with anything uncomfortable in your life. Food is what keeps you from going to places that scare you, right? The thing is, nothing is more painful than what you've been experiencing. And the things that you think are really scary, they're not scary once you actually step into them. Once you step into them, you're like, what have I been afraid of? Oh my God. And you start coming home to yourself. And then you start to notice your eating habits change. And then you start to notice you're happier. And then you start to notice you're connected. And then you start to notice that life feels magical. And then you start to notice you're getting all these compliments. Then you start to notice that you walk by the mirror and you go, oh my God, I love you. You go, what? And that's the relationship to you. You fall into a love affair with you. Because right now your love affair with food is blocking you from true love in life. Love with life, love from your partner. Why do you need any of that when you keep seeking out every emotional need in food? I'm sad, I'll eat. Right? I need sex, I'll eat. Right? I haven't felt desired in forever, I'm gonna eat. Oh my God, something happened with my family, I'm gonna eat. I didn't use my voice, I'm gonna eat. I'm angry, I'm gonna eat. I'm stressed, I'm gonna eat. I need a release, I need a break, I need a vacation, I'm gonna eat. I don't know how to give myself these things. If we don't learn how to give ourselves what we need, we will constantly turn to the one tool, our survival, which is food. Do you understand this is why you haven't been able to stick to a diet? You're trying to take away the only thing that you have in life that makes you feel safe, that gives you control, that makes you feel whole, right? Does that make sense? So it's really, really important because you want to know that you have to believe that you're worthy, that you're deserving of happiness. And when we don't, I want to make sure I'm going through everything here. I have so many notes. When we don't really believe that we're deserving and worthy, we will constantly choose from a place of lack. And we will keep ourselves from the very thing we're wanting. When we are obsessing around what we aren't and what we haven't achieved and how we're not good enough and how we can't have this and how, I can't do that. How many of you are depriving your own husbands of sex until you lose weight? That's not fair to them. And it's not fair to you or your body. Hi, body, I want you to change, but I don't like you. I don't like looking at you. I constantly tell you that you're awful. And not only that, I don't allow you to have any fun or feel beautiful or feel any pleasure, even though you constantly give of yourself to everybody. I run you ragged. I stuff you often. I don't give you enough sleep. I'm always watching reruns. I'm really, really unkind. And then I'm constantly giving and giving and giving to other people to kind of fill up that piece of me that doesn't feel full. And then I eat all over again. And then I feel bad. And then I'm not connected to my husband and that doesn't feel good, or my partner, right? Do you guys see all of these things? This is what happens. This is much greater than I just need to go on a Beachbody diet and do 21-day fix. There's 21 days doesn't fix decades of what's been going on. We actually have to change your way of being. You don't need to do. You're all wonderful at doing. Like I said, I could give you a meal plan. Go have your grilled chicken and broccoli, have your shakes, right? Go work out, burn 500 calories or 1,000. You'll get to your weight, right? Let's see how happy you are. You're already devoid of the happiness that you seek. The constant obsession of what isn't is what breeds more of the same. So we're wanting everything to change, but we keep doing, right? Does that make sense? So I really, really hope that tonight we learned that the primary space that needs to happen for transformation is awareness, willingness, and bridging the gap and the trust within yourself, and celebrating through connection and celebration, which solidifies the true change, which comes in true lasting transformation, which is what you all want. How many of you are done with dieting? You're done gaining and losing. You want lasting. You just want to have it last. You want change that lasts. You want love that lasts. You want to love you, right? You want to be done. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so true transformation, do you see the gaps in what you've been trying to do versus what needs to happen, right? What you've been trying to do versus what needs to happen. There's a big, big difference, right? So it's about being done. Yes, Kristen, you're done with the back end. Yes, you are, girl. I know you are. You're in weight loss for life. Sherry, I know it, girl. Sarah, yes, yes, yes. Elizabeth, yes. Linda, yes, right? Yes, the doer, guys. I want less doing and more being. Your sole goal is to find you, to spend time with you. My homework for you is simple. Take your little girl on a date. Take her on a date. What does she want to do? Don't bring anybody along. What does she want to go buy? What outfit does she need? What does she have to say to you? Take your journal. Go and have a beautiful play date. I know that might sound strange, but do you understand the healing that's going to occur? Even tonight, sit and do the breath. I shared this with one of my private clients today. She's going through something. She's in Turkey right now. I have clients all over the world. And she's just like, and her husband's in the army. And she's just reached out and was just like, you know, Melissa, I'm doing all of these things. And anyway, he's going away to deployed for 4 more months. And there was so much. And I was just like, I need you to go back because I felt into her energetically and I was like, you are all over this. Your little girl is petrified, and trauma was re-triggered because when she was little, and this is what happens with the universe, guys, I just want you to know this is why we want to heal this stuff now. Everybody that wants to put it off and I'm just going to do this and I'll keep going at it alone. Are you seeing that alone does not work? I'm sharing with you about people that come to me for support. I have multitude of coaches. Why? Because I know success doesn't happen alone, right? Or else it takes a decade like it took me. Please don't do that to yourselves. But when I was talking with my client today, Georgie, I just said to her, I was like, I need you to tap on your heart. What I took her through, those of you in the 5-day food freedom challenge, my clients in Weight Loss for Life, my private clients know this. We're going to breathe in for 5. You breathe in for 5 deep breaths. You hold it for 5. Suspend your breath. Exhale out through the mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do that in a succession of 10, right? 5, 5, and 5. In through the nose, hold it out through the mouth. We do this 10 times. Then you're going to take your middle finger and your pointer finger. You are going to tap on your heart. Why? It gets you out of here and it connects you into your body, okay? Once we tap on our heart, you go in and you ask your little girl what she needs. What she needs from you. You can do this all tonight. I want you to do it tonight, and then I want you to post in the Done with Dieting group. What did you hear? Because she has messages for you. What my client, she just said, I just started to cry. And what she actually found was she was brought back to when she was a child, and she had to move from school to school, and she would become a chameleon. She lost herself and would conform to that school. So she was liked and had friends, but she'd become whoever she thought she needed to be. So now as a grown adult and a mother, she's sitting there again experiencing trauma. What did the trauma do? She got a hernia last week, right? She got a hernia from the stress, from this unhealed trauma in her body because all of this was happening, and she started to go to all these distraction techniques, right? Turning to food, turning to all these things instead of taking care of this. Do you understand the gift and what you're going to save yourself from by tuning into you and healing? Because whatever goes unhealed causes disease within the body. When I was mentioning earlier about not even feeling worthy of our traumas, right? I hear from women all the time, and I had this myself even with cancer. I didn't even feel worthy of sharing my cancer story because I wasn't dying of cancer, because I didn't have stage 4, that I was like, well, I don't really want to say. I mean, it's just thyroid. Like, that's what happens when our worthiness is not fully aligned. And since I was like, wow, that was a huge gap that I had to close. We will always be shown our gaps, and they will be their greatest healing and greatest gift if we choose to see them as such and allow for the healing that is needed. What I will also tell you, which I was saying with my client Georgie, is whatever goes unhealed, the universe sends back to you. Why do you think she married somebody in the Navy? She never healed the trauma within her of moving from schools to schools. What does she do now? They're moving from Turkey to the UK, right? They move basically every year. Why? Did she marry somebody that mirrored this exact same thing? Because it never got healed. You'll notice as I'm talking about this that you're having ahas about aspects of your partners, how they relate to parents, maybe things with your fathers that you didn't like, or this or that, or how you called in loves, or things that are going on with your work that are in conjunction, that are causing you things that you experienced around self-worth as a child. All of this is linked. When we heal what I am speaking to, it heals all of these areas. That's like what's so awesome about the work that I get to do. I get to see all of the women like light up and notice, and it's like everything changes in their lives and within themselves. And you start to see this over and over, these smiles and this happiness and this joy and this and that's what I want for you. So if that is something that you are wanting, I am offering you an opportunity. So there's two things. One, you have an opportunity for a support call with me. That's right. This is a spot coaching session with me. I take you through a specific process and we identify in what ways you're showing up for you and in what ways you're not, in what ways you're sabotaging and why. What is the deeper rooted issue there and how to break free, and give you a mini action plan of steps. Okay? If you want that, I'm going to put this link right here. I've opened up times, and I will say this. If you've already had a call, please don't take another one, they are only limited 1 to each person. Okay. So I want you to know that. That is the link there. So that is for your weight loss breakthrough session with me. If you have not had one and you want one, only please take one. I am looking and wanting those women that are like, I am willing to hear what you're saying. I am willing to change. Now, the other thing that I have for you guys that I'm super stoked about, like beyond, our Weight Loss for Life program is starting on March 4th, and I cannot wait. I've been missing my ladies. So it is starting. We just filled a portion of it with our wait list, and it is now available to you. If you are wanting to be a part of Weight Loss for Life, or just learn more about it, then just click that same link and just put it in the notes, and we will have that call and I'll tell you all about it, right? And I'll share more about the details. Weight Loss for Life is our signature program. It is a lasting weight loss solution. It is a true transformational program. You have not struggled with your weight because you need another diet, right? We want to change your way of being, and that does not happen in 3 months or 6 months. My program is a 9-month rebirthing program, and it goes into everything from inner child work to forgiveness, rewriting your story, to workouts, to online challenges that we do within our program to keep you motivated and inspired. It has all facets of online support, in-person, live, and group coaching. We hit all directions along with 2 live retreats, right? That are options for you to attend, that are either can be a part of your package, or you can decide that you want to do them in addition to. So we have 2 different levels to this program. We have a Queen's package and we have a core package. Both are available to you. The community is amazing. You are seeing that in the Done With Dieting group, and that is nothing, girls. What goes on in our community takes that to a whole nother level. So don't get me wrong, I love what's going on in Done With Dieting, but what you really see is the power of sisterhood and being a queen. And what you learn is how to be a queen and how to love yourself, how to be free from food and to release the weight without dieting, and to learn what your body needs to heal from the inside out. So this is a true internal healing for the external results. If you want to be one of those women, we have a few spots left, and this is an opportunity for you. We do not accept everybody. It is an application. It's very important that it's the right fit, and I'll be the first person we'll see on a call. So if you want to learn more on that call, we can tell you more, and we can see if it's the right fit for us both, and then you can join or not join. Those of you that just need a support call, just use that link right there. There are spots available, and I'm offering spots available through the weekend. I know that a lot came up in this last week in particular for many of you doing the Food Freedom Challenge, and I really want to be able to support you, because when a lot of ahas come, it can be hard to make sense of the awareness that you have. It's kind of like, okay, now what? I'm so aware, and what do I do now with all of this? Like, I'm constantly making connections and I don't know what to do. That is what these calls are for, okay? And my intention in the calls is to support you to get from where you are to where you want to be, to really give you that foundational support. And this is my true superpower. So I dive in on all levels, from intuitive to bringing, you know, nutrition, fitness, all of my mindset work, to really help you to see where there are gaps and how to make those connections so that you can go higher, right? Because we can only take ourselves as far as we know how to go. And right now you only know how to take yourself so far, which is why these calls are so powerful. Truly. I mean, I get emails all the time, like that call with you. I couldn't believe it. Oh my God, you nailed it. In 2 minutes, you told me exactly what I didn't know. I've been waiting. I went to therapy. I mean, I've had people say to me, they got more out of my 30-minute calls than they did in years of therapy. So they're definitely, definitely worth it. I don't offer them often. So please, if you want it, it is there for you. Where's your white top today? I know, girl. I had to mix it up. I was like, I think I'm out of white. We were getting a little out of control. I know, but I like this color too. I'm a camel girl. You guys are so cute. Okay. All right. Let me see. I'm going to go back through. So you guys have that link. And if you guys want to, I keep saying you guys, if you gorgeous ladies want to learn, if you want to learn more wait, okay, I'm putting this link in. Actually, no. What am I doing? Use this link just in case that one wasn't updated with times. And if you are sitting there, the best way to learn more too about weight loss for life, if it interests you, and to like see more about the community, I would honestly go to the program page where you can get a lot of your questions answered, and actually just watch the videos and see, you know, you can see the women there, you can see myself, and you'll learn more about what it's really all about. So let me put this in here too, because some of you might be going like, I don't know what this is. And I understand too, just the notion of, you know, being curious and wanting to learn more. So I will put that there for you as well. This is Jen Smith. I don't know why I didn't change my screen name. I believe I have a call scheduled. Hope so. Cannot wait. Jen, I don't know. I hope so too. But just book another one in case, and we can always cancel one. I don't remember seeing your name. I don't, but at the same time, there are a lot of people that have registered. So I talked so much today. I was like, okay. So I'm seeing that you guys are resonating. I want to know, before you guys go, what is the number one aha that you got from tonight's webinar, masterclass? What is the number one thing that you got? And if you're not in the Done with Dieting group, go there and post and share, and for that social accountability. To love yourself. Yes, Sarah. Beautiful. To love yourself. Absolutely. All right. Anybody else? I got that. I'm operating from fear. Yep. Virginia, our winner. You are a winner. You won a scholarship into our online program. I am more than this body. Yes. So yes. Happiness is a love affair with myself. Yes. And this is what it looks like. I'm not kidding. I'm in a true, I mean, yeah, I just absolutely, Elaine, I love myself. Yes. It's time to put me first. Yes, Paula, your words are your wand. Yes. That the size I was trying to get back to isn't the size. It's how I felt about myself at the time. Boom. Right? Yes. It's how you felt about yourself. And it's what you gave yourself permission to do, right? It's what you gave yourself permission to do. I want to learn to trust myself big time. Yes, Jen, girl, when we talk, the trusting yourself, that is one of the most powerful things in addition to loving you, because that's a relationship, right? You don't have a relationship without trust. And then you start to really have fun, because then you start going, so am I hungry? oh, I'm going to trust this. You start letting go of all the rules that you have around yourself. Now, those rules have kept many of you safe. You think the rules keep you safe. The rules are also what cause you to rebel against yourself, right? Yes, I'm so excited. I feel so lucky. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I need help because I've been missing this. Well, Elaine, that's why you're here. First off, I just want to say all of you are here for a reason. All of you. There is not one person that wasn't. I say a prayer before. I call on my guides. I call on of your guides. I don't know if that's too much for you guys, but I'm just going to say it. And I always say, send me those that I am meant to heal. And not me meant to heal. I don't mean it like that, because I am nothing but a channel. That is all that I am. I am a channel, and I am very blessed and feel very privileged to support you. And it is truly an honor. So all of this, I really believe that everything that I've been through in my life is to be able to free women from this. I truly, truly believe that. The freedom on the other side of this and the joy that comes on the other side is hard to even put into words. It is hard for me to actually even say what my program does. It really is. My clients will even say it's hard to kind of put it into words. I just tell them, I'm like, can you try for me? Because it doesn't, I'm like, it's just like, it's so experiential. And I say this because, you know, you're all here, and you're here because you asked for support. And you said, send me a guide, send me somebody that will help me in my journey. And I pray that tonight, what you received was guidance that spoke to you and helped you and will move you forward. And I would be honored to continue that journey and support you in Weight Loss for Life and in a support call. I really, really mean that. So those support calls are for you. And the program, if you really are ready, like really ready, and even if you're scared and you're sitting there, you're going, I'm afraid I'm going to fail. We don't let you fail. We don't let you fail. The women in Weight Loss for Life, no, we don't let you fail. Myself, our coach in the program, we like seek you out. If we don't see you showing up in Facebook, we're emailing, we call you, we're on instant messenger. We don't let you fail. This isn't a program that you join that you just don't follow through on. That's just the dieter in you. The dieter in you is afraid you're going to fail. The dieter in you wants to keep you stuck. The dieter in you will keep you in a place of struggle, right? Because it fears the unknown. And it also knows that if you heal, you won't need the alter ego anymore. It has nothing to exist from. If you free yourself, what's going to happen? And like I said, that piece of you on a visceral level, right? That animal within you, your inner child is like a freak out. Like, no, don't join a program where we're going to be done with food. What does that mean? I don't take food away from anybody at all. It's actually the opposite. But what happens is that piece of you freaks out, and it's going, we can't do this. We don't want to change, because it wants you to stay the same. Remember, the only excuses that exist are the ones that we create, and the only limitations that exist are the ones that we allow, which means everything in your mind is set up to keep you exactly where you are. The only way to change is by taking those leaps of faith and by saying yes to something greater than you. There's a little nudge within you guys that are sitting there right now that's like, yes. Oh my God, could this be the answer? Yes. And I encourage you to allow that voice to be heard, right? A call does not mean you're in the program, right? We go through an application process. This program is not for everybody, and I don't offer it to everybody. And there's a lot of people that we turn away. We keep it a certain number, right? And there's a lot of women that we accept, and we accept those that are ready, right? And if you're sitting there going, well, I'm ready, but I don't know if I'm ready. And what if I don't? And what if I can't, right? Let's have a conversation. But the fear of change is the fear of failure. And fear, remember, there's only two human emotions, love and fear. Love will lead you to your freedom. Fear, well, I'm not going to give you the middle finger. Fear will keep you stuck, right? Fear will have you find all the reasons why you can't. Fear is the voice that has you miss your workouts. Fear is the voice that says, let's stay up for another rerun, even though you're so tired and know you committed to going to bed earlier. Fear is the voice that says, don't food prep, we're tired, right? And then gets annoyed at you because you don't have foods, and then condemns you for not food prepping. Fear is the voice that tells you that you're not enough. Fear is the voice that makes you wrong when you look in the mirror. Fear is the voice that always says, no matter what you do, it's never enough. Oh, you only lost a pound, you needed more. Love is what will free you. Love is what's available to you. Love is my invitation to you. Okay? So this is all that I'm saying. I know I've kept you guys on for forever and a day. And I love you all so much for being here. Like so much. And I just want to tell you that you're all rock stars. Like you are absolutely amazing. And I just am in awe of all of you. And I'm just honored that you're here. So I'm going to put this link again for a call. I'm worried that other one wasn't right. And I just want to tell you how much I love all of you so much. And I'm truly honored. And it was a gift to be here with you tonight. And I can't wait to be with you. Oh, and I also want to tell you, make sure you're on my email list, because I have another, something that I'm doing for, I put all the requests together that I received. So if you guys are looking for mindset mastery, we're going to be doing a little something special for you. So stay tuned. All right. So I look forward to seeing you all soon. I love you all. And I hope this was really helpful. And I'd love to hear from you in the Done with Dieting group. You know, what you really got from this. Do the inner child work tonight and take your little girl on a date. Trust me, she will love it. And so will you. Have a beautiful night.